Well, I did get in a car in this weather. I think we all did.
Okay, all right, that's pretty close.
That's close. Every day's pretty exciting.
Every day's pretty exciting.
Every day's, because every day's a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially a mission movie.
Welcome back to our channel. In the glamorous world of Hollywood, where great icons are remembered not just for their talent, but also for their personalities and behind-the-scenes stories, Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise stand as two powerful names. One is renowned for his intense acting and emotional depth, while the other is a symbol of thrilling action and bold risk-taking. But when these two legends crossed paths, instead of creating a perfect synergy, simmering tensions emerged and persisted over the years. What turned their relationship so complicated? From the first open conversations at an intimate barbecue in Sydney to the intense conflicts on the set of The Mummy, Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise experienced unforgettable ups and downs. Hollywood's backstage buzzed with rumors of clashes, control struggles, and even the shadow of Scientology, elements that shaped a story few dared to reveal. Today, Russell Crowe has decided to break his silence, opening up about the complex yet fascinating relationship with Tom Cruise. This is not just a tale of two opposing personalities, but also a reminder that behind the spotlight, every star has hidden sides that only insiders truly understand. The career journey of Crowe and Cruise. Tom Cruise is not just a name synonymous with blockbuster films. He is also a symbol of resilience and relentless innovation spanning nearly 4 decades. Few can maintain such a long-lasting peak of fame in an ever-changing industry like Hollywood. For Cruise, however, success is not merely a destination, it is an adventurous journey, both in his career and personal life. In 1986, the world first witnessed Tom Cruise on the big screen with his radiant smile and confident gaze as Pete Maverick Mitchell in Top Gun. The film quickly became a global phenomenon, not only for its stunning action sequences, but also for Cruise's magnetic charisma. The roaring success of Top Gun catapulted him from a promising young face to one of the most sought-after stars, with a box office gross of $357 million, an astounding figure at the time. But Cruise didn't settle for roles that simply pleased audiences. He consistently sought challenges, experimenting with different film genres to prove his acting prowess. In 1996, Jerry Maguire brought Cruise closer to viewers' hearts. Portraying a sports agent struggling between success and love, Cruise demonstrated he was more than just an action star. He was a serious actor. This role earned him a Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination. If Top Gun was his launchpad, the Mission Impossible series cemented Cruise's dominance in the action genre. Starting in 1996, Cruise not only played Agent Ethan Hunt, but also took on the role of producer, turning the franchise into a cinematic landmark. The unique appeal of Mission Impossible lies not only in its thrilling narratives, but also in Cruise's commitment to performing real stunts without a body double. He scaled the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa in Ghost Protocol, executed a dangerous halo jump from 25,000 feet in Fallout, and most recently performed a base jump off a cliff in Dead Reckoning. These stunts are not just highlights of the films, but also testaments to the daring spirit and determination of a star unafraid to push his own limits. Beyond action films, Cruise has also garnered critical acclaim for his psychological roles. In A Few Good Men, his emotionally charged showdown with the legendary Jack Nicholson became one of cinema's most memorable moments. The iconic line, "You can't handle the truth," still resonates with audiences. Additionally, his role in Magnolia showcased a completely different side of Cruise, a deeply wounded and complex man. This performance earned him another Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination, proving his willingness to explore uncharted territory in acting. Over more than 3 decades, Tom Cruise has appeared in over 40 films, with more than 30 of them grossing over $100 million. The total box office revenue of his films exceeds $11 billion, making Cruise one of the most successful actors of all time. Yet, numbers are not the only legacy Cruise leaves behind. His fearless ambition and unwavering determination have inspired countless generations of young actors. If Tom Cruise is a symbol of daring and action, Russell Crowe stands out for his roles filled with depth and emotional gravity. From his early days in his homeland of Australia, Crowe established himself as an artist who fully immerses himself in his characters, willing to sacrifice everything to bring audiences into complex and emotionally charged stories. Russell Crowe entered the world of cinema with bold performances that tackled challenging themes. His breakthrough role in Romper Stomper, 1992, shocked not only Australia but also the world. In the role of a brutal neo-Nazi leader, Crowe not only terrified audiences but also made them deeply reflect on extremism. This role earned him the Best Actor award from the Australian Film Institute and became his ticket to Hollywood. However, Crowe didn't limit himself to tough characters. 2 years after Romper Stomper, he completely transformed in The Sum of Us, 1994, a deeply moving story about father-son relationships and gay love. Playing a gentle plumber, Crowe surprised audiences with warmth, humor, and authenticity. The film affirmed his range as an actor and caught the attention of international filmmakers. When Crowe arrived in Hollywood, he quickly proved his talent with a series of iconic performances. From 1999 to 2001, he achieved the rare distinction of being nominated for 3 consecutive Oscars for Best Actor, a feat few actors in cinema history have accomplished. In The Insider, 1999, Crowe played a tobacco industry whistleblower, sacrificing his image by gaining weight and undergoing a complete physical transformation. The role required not only perseverance, but also a deep dive into the complex psychology of a man caught between conscience and retribution. This film earned him his first Oscar nomination and opened the door to even more challenging roles. His portrayal of Maximus in Gladiator, 2000, took Crowe to the peak of his career. Playing a betrayed Roman general, Crowe displayed both raw strength in intense battles and profound sorrow over the loss of his family. The film grossed over $465 million and won 5 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Crowe. Maximus was not just a role, but a symbol of resilience and justice in cinema. After the resounding success of Gladiator, Crowe continued to captivate audiences with his portrayal of John Nash in A Beautiful Mind, 2001, a brilliant mathematician battling schizophrenia. Crowe spent months studying the character's condition, from his way of walking and speaking to the constant unease in his eyes. This role earned him a Golden Globe and his 3rd consecutive Oscar nomination, solidifying his position as one of the greatest actors of his generation. Not limiting himself to acting, Russell Crowe expanded his career into directing. In 2014, he debuted The Water Diviner, a moving historical drama set in the aftermath of World War I. The film received critical acclaim and multiple awards in Australia, proving that Crowe is not only a talented actor, but also a promising filmmaker. Music has also been an integral part of Crowe's life. Before his rise to fame, he worked as a street musician and performed in various bands, including 30 Odd Foot of Grunts. Later, with the Gentlemen Barbers, Crowe continued to express his passion for music through heartfelt performances. For Crowe, music is not just a passion, but a way to balance life in the high-pressure world of Hollywood. Russell Crowe embodies the diversity and depth of the arts. He is not just an actor, but a storyteller who brings vibrant characters and emotionally resonant stories to life. However, when he found himself on set with Tom Cruise, someone whose style sharply contrasted his own, things were far from simple. Differences turned a potential friendship into prolonged tensions. What truly happened between these 2 icons? The beginning of a friendship. When Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise first met in the summer of 1992 at an intimate barbecue hosted by Naomi Watts in Sydney, everything seemed to start on a light-hearted and promising note. The gathering wasn't a lavish affair, but a casual meeting among friends in the film industry. At the time, Cruise was already a global superstar, following the massive success of Top Gun and Rain Man. He attended the event with his wife, Nicole Kidman, who had also made her mark in international cinema. Meanwhile, Russell Crowe was just beginning to gain attention for his remarkable performances in Australian films like Romper, Stomper, and Proof. Nicole Kidman, who had admired Crowe's talent since the early days of his career, took it upon herself to introduce him to her husband. Kidman not only saw Crowe as a gifted actor, but also believed that his genuine and humble personality would resonate with Cruise. To set the stage, she had even shown Cruise a few of Crowe's films beforehand, emphasizing that he was one of Australia's most promising actors. When Crowe and Cruise finally met, their interaction quickly moved beyond polite small talk. Their conversation lasted for hours, ranging from the art of acting to life in Hollywood and the film industry. Despite being a major star, Cruise displayed humility, spending much of the time asking Crowe about his experiences in Australian cinema. On the other hand, Crowe, with his straightforward demeanor, candidly shared his thoughts and stories about the journey from a small Australian town to pursuing a career in Hollywood. The bond between the two was not just rooted in their shared passion for acting, but also in their mutual respect. Cruise, who seemed to have it all, fame, success, and global recognition, found in Crowe a kindred spirit, an actor unafraid to tackle challenges and build his career from scratch. For Crowe, Cruise wasn't just a movie star, but also a determined individual who constantly sought to elevate himself with each project. At that moment, everything appeared aligned to forge a lasting friendship between two men from seemingly different worlds. However, destiny often has its complications. This promising relationship began to unravel as Cruise's personal life entered a period of turmoil. The breaking point came in 2001 when Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman announced their divorce after 10 years of marriage. The split became one of Hollywood's most talked-about divorces, sparking a wave of rumors and behind-the-scenes stories. For Russell Crowe, this was an awkward situation. On one hand, he was a friend of Cruise, someone he admired and had shared meaningful conversations with. On the other hand, his deep friendship with Nicole Kidman, his fellow Australian and someone he held in high regard, compelled him to support her during this difficult time. Crowe made no secret of his decision to side with Kidman, which left Cruise feeling betrayed. In Cruise's eyes, Crowe's actions weren't just a matter of personal support, but also carried a public dimension, as Crowe openly expressed his sympathy for Kidman in the media. The tensions between the two escalated further when Crowe, known for his humor but occasionally lacking in tact, jokingly remarked that he was part of Nicole's divorce settlement. Though meant as a joke, the comment struck a nerve with Cruise, exacerbating the rift and pushing their once promising friendship even further apart. Tensions on the set of The Mummy. The tensions between Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise lingered for years, becoming even more apparent when the two decided to collaborate on The Mummy, 2017. The film, initially anticipated as a major blockbuster, instead became the stage for fiery disputes between the two actors. Their completely opposite working styles created an oppressive atmosphere on set. Cruise, who held full control over the project, focused on action sequences and entertainment value, while Crowe prioritized exploring character depth and story development. This disagreement not only affected the movie, but also further complicated their already strained relationship. One particularly memorable scene in The Mummy, a ferocious battle between Cruise's and Crowe's characters, was a clear example of their underlying conflict. The scene took 4 days to film, with both actors performing their own stunts without body doubles. Every punch and every collision became more intense and realistic due to the subtle competition between them. The production team even grew concerned that one of them might sustain a serious injury, but neither Cruise nor Crowe was willing to back down. The disputes extended beyond the scenes. Behind the camera, the production crew divided into two camps. one supporting Cruise for his grand vision and the other siding with Crowe for his relentless dedication to the craft of acting. This divide only deepened the tension and made the working environment even more uncomfortable. Despite these clashes, Russell Crowe maintained a level of respect for Tom Cruise. In an interview, he once remarked that Cruise was a dedicated professional who constantly pushed his limits to achieve the best results. However, Crowe did not shy away from acknowledging the complexity of their relationship, describing it as a mix of admiration and insurmountable barriers. For two Hollywood icons like Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise, nothing is ever simple. A friendship that began with mutual admiration had transformed into a relationship fraught with tension and conflict. Yet, perhaps it is these very differences that make them stand out. One as the embodiment of emotional depth, the other as the symbol of daring action. Their relationship, as complicated as it may be, serves as a reminder that even the biggest stars face challenges no less daunting than the characters they portray on screen. Scientology and its impact on their relationship. Beyond personal tensions, Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise found themselves under the public spotlight due to the influence of Scientology, the religious organization Cruise fervently follows. Scientology has long been a subject of controversy, and Cruise's role as one of its most prominent faces only complicated his relationships with those around him. Crowe once shared that during the early, amicable phase of his friendship with Cruise, he had been curious about Scientology. On a visit to a video store, he came across a documentary about Scientology and decided to watch it to better understand what Cruise believed in. Later, in a candid conversation, Crowe asked Cruise directly about his views on the organization. Surprisingly, instead of trying to persuade Crowe to join or defend his beliefs, Cruise approached the topic with remarkable ease, simply saying, "If it's really important to you, you'll look into it." This relaxed attitude left a good impression on Crowe, but also made him realize the unbridgeable gap between their worldviews. However, Scientology was not merely a personal belief for Cruise. It had a profound impact on his relationships. Following his divorce from Nicole Kidman, she was reportedly labeled a suppressive person by the organization, a term used for those seen as obstructing the progress of Scientology followers. This not only strained Cruise's relationship with Kidman, but also affected their two adopted children, making it difficult for Kidman to maintain a close connection with them. Crowe, who had always sided with Kidman, couldn't help but feel outraged at how Scientology exerted control over the lives of those within its sphere of influence. The tensions between the two actors also surfaced in their differing approaches to work. Cruise, who had full creative control on set, often imposed his vision on entire projects. During The Mummy, he even brought in his own team of screenwriters to rewrite scenes to ensure his character remained central to the story. This clashed with Crowe's approach, which prioritized artistic integrity and character depth. For Crowe, acting wasn't just about performing, it was about understanding and embodying a character. Cruise, on the other hand, viewed cinema as a vehicle to deliver breathtaking experiences to audiences. These conflicts left Crowe increasingly frustrated, particularly since he was accustomed to working in environments that valued collaboration and creativity. On set, the stark differences between the two actors became a common topic among the crew. Some sided with Cruise for his grand vision, while others supported Crowe, appreciating his dedication and sincerity in his craft. Looking back at the relationship between Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise, it becomes clear that they were too fundamentally different to truly harmonize. Cruise embodies control and a sweeping vision, while Crowe stands as a symbol of authenticity and artistic depth. Yet it is this very contrast that makes them stand out in the public eye. Cruise continues to pursue daring blockbuster projects, while Crowe seeks human-centered stories and complex characters. Their relationship, marked by fractures and tensions, serves as a reminder that not all friendships can survive under Hollywood's glittering spotlight. Sometimes differences not only lead to conflicts, but also allow each individual to preserve their unique identity in an industry that constantly demands adaptation and change. In their own ways, Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise have left distinct and undeniable marks on cinematic history. Their story, though fraught with discord, remains an integral part of Hollywood, a place where strong personalities often clash but still shine in their own right. Controversies surrounding Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is renowned not only for his acting talent and daring stunts, but also as a polarizing figure due to his strong personal beliefs, particularly regarding Scientology and social issues. Among the most notable controversies were his conflict with Brooke Shields and a heated debate with Matt Lauer on live television. In 2005, Brooke Shields publicly shared her battle with postpartum depression in her memoir, Down Came the Rain, where she discussed how antidepressants helped her overcome a challenging period. This quickly became a hot topic when Cruise, a devout Scientologist, strongly criticized the use of antidepressants, calling it irresponsible. According to Scientology's teachings, psychiatric drugs are considered unscientific and unnecessary, and Cruise did not hesitate to voice his stance. The controversy escalated during Cruise's appearance on The Today Show with Matt Lauer. In the interview, Cruise not only defended his beliefs but also fervently dismissed Lauer's questions, labeling antidepressants as unnecessary and claiming postpartum depression could be treated with vitamins and exercise. The discussion grew tense as Cruise repeatedly interrupted Lauer, insisting that Lauer didn't understand the issue. Public opinion overwhelmingly sided with Shields, who later wrote an op-ed in the New York Times refuting Cruise's remarks, stating, "I don't think he's ever suffered from postpartum depression, nor does he understand what it feels like." Shields' article garnered widespread empathy, while Cruise faced backlash for imposing his personal views on a sensitive medical issue. Beyond public controversies, Cruise also faced internal conflicts within Scientology, particularly with another prominent member, John Travolta. Both Cruise and Travolta were major representatives of Scientology, but their relationship was far from harmonious behind the scenes. Tensions began to surface in 2008 when Cruise was awarded Scientology's highest honor, the Freedom Medal of Valor, an accolade Travolta had long believed he deserved. Travolta, a devoted Scientologist for decades, felt sidelined when Cruise, who joined the organization much later, was given preferential treatment. The privileges Cruise received, including direct access to Scientology leader David Miscavige and lavish gifts, further fueled Travolta's discontent. Travolta was reportedly so upset that he wrote a letter to Miscavige demanding an explanation for Cruise's favoritism, but did not receive a satisfactory response. This conflict went beyond a rivalry over accolades, reflecting a deeper competition to be Scientology's top star. While Travolta felt marginalized, Cruise continued to be promoted as the organization's poster child for success. Although the two maintained a cordial facade at public events, behind-the-scenes accounts of their rivalry and disagreements shed light on a lesser-known aspect of their relationship. This competition not only highlighted their personal ambitions, but also revealed how Scientology prioritizes and shapes the public image of its celebrity followers. Legacy and conclusion. Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe, each pursuing their own distinct path, have cemented their places in cinematic history with unique legacies. Cruise is the embodiment of daring action, pushing the boundaries to deliver breathtaking moments on screen. His real-life stunts in the Mission Impossible series, from base jumping off cliffs to clinging to the side of a jet, have redefined the standards of the action genre. Beyond the adrenaline-fueled feats, Cruise's legacy is marked by extraordinary perseverance, nearly 4 decades at the pinnacle of an ever-changing industry. He stands as a model of relentless determination, inspiring millions of viewers worldwide with his awe-inspiring commitment. Russell Crowe, on the other hand, captivates audiences with performances rich in depth and emotional resonance. From the stoic General Maximus in Gladiator to the brilliant yet fragile mathematician John Nash in A Beautiful Mind, Crowe immerses viewers in the inner worlds of his characters. Not content with just acting, Crowe has also proven his talent as a director and musician, creating a multi-dimensional artistic legacy. He embodies sincerity and artistic depth, remaining steadfast to his ideals despite the pressures of the entertainment industry. Yet, both men also highlight the complexities behind Hollywood's glittering facade. For Tom Cruise, his close association with Scientology has fueled no shortage of controversies, from disputes over medical beliefs to internal rivalries within the church. These controversies have not only raised questions about the role of religion in his personal and professional life, but also revealed a complicated side to one of the world's biggest stars. Russell Crowe, while less entangled in public disputes, has faced the challenge of upholding artistic values in an industry that often demands compromise. The relationship between Cruise and Crowe, from mutual admiration in their early days to the tensions on the set of The Mummy, is a prime example of how differences in work style and personality can fracture even the most promising friendships. Cruise's penchant for absolute control and ambition for dominance stood in stark contrast to Crowe's emphasis on depth and authenticity. These differences not only caused personal conflicts, but also reflected two opposing artistic philosophies in Hollywood. What stands out most, however, is that despite the controversies and conflicts, both Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe remain irreplaceable icons in the film industry. They have left behind classic works and inspired future generations of actors in their own ways. Cruise teaches us that limits are merely concepts to be shattered if one is willing to risk everything, while Crowe reminds us that depth and emotion are the heart of art. Hollywood is not just a place for stars to shine, but also a stage for conflicts, rivalries, and competition. And these very elements, viewed through the lens of time, have contributed to the industry's complexity and allure. Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe, each on their own path, have left behind a legacy that extends far beyond the films they have starred in. A legacy of commitment, creativity, and the spirit of overcoming challenges. What are your thoughts on the hidden tensions in the relationship between Russell Crowe and Tom Cruise? Which aspect of these two legends impresses you most? Cruise's fearless daring or Crowe's emotional depth? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to join us in uncovering more untold stories from the world of Hollywood.